With the start of the season of the Deep, we had a lot of changes to current exotics and a lot of them added in. So be expecting me to do a lot of build videos coming up here in the next few weeks or so. And our first one here is going to be using the new seasonal exotic Arc AR, the centrifuge, with a classic exotic chest piece for Titan. But until then, I'm Birdman778. Follow me over on YouTube and Twitter at Birdman778. Give a like on this video, comment down below a build you are interested in seeing, especially stuff that is new and revamped. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. So to start off, for all these builds, I always like to talk about the exotics that we're going to use for it, and that first one is going to be Actium War Rig. This was released on D2's launch. It reads steadily reloads a portion of your equipped auto rifle or machine gun's magazine from reserves and provides a moderate benefit to airborne effectiveness stat in auto rifles and machine guns. So far, this is pretty much a way to just constantly hold down your AR or your machine gun and have it constantly being refilled. Now, the refill of it should, in my opinion, be a lot higher than it is right now. So smaller magged ARs or machine guns might run out a little bit faster, but at the same time, it really does help for all around flow, constantly refilling the mag, just so as you're moving from area to area, you can just be immediately ready to click on the next head that you see around the corner. And second would be that new seasonal exotic, the centrifuge. It reads overcharge capacitator, sprinting, sliding, and firing. This weapon builds a temporary electrostatic charge, increasing range and reload speed. Final blows with high charge cause explosions, and maximum charge explosions blind targets. So there's going to be like a little bar to the side where your normal buffs and debuffs are, where it's going to show this weapon charging up. And once you hit that max stat, it's not going to do any more like extra damage, but whenever you get those kills, it has like no time in between. Like no matter what, if you get a kill with it, it's going to activate this explosion. So it's really great for mobbing in general. I've been pretty much I haven't even taken this really off all that much since it was launched, just because it's a really solid AR and it works great all around. Now, it does have a catalyst spot that you can get once you finish it. I haven't been able to finish it yet, but essentially what it does is whenever you're amplified, it is going to hold that charge, so you don't really have to worry about constantly keeping motion. As long as you're amplified, it will hold on to that charge, so you're able to constantly get those huge explosions. I really enjoy this setup right now for mobbing. Looking at what abilities you're going to want for this setup, obviously super wise, I like to go Thunder Crash, just because one, we've been getting our supers back a lot faster with all the new Buildcraft 2.0 things added in, but also the fact that Thunder Crash is a high damage super and it's a start and stop. I can just activate real quick, smash the ground, and then be done with it. I don't have to like roam around the map and do a bunch of stuff like that, and I can get it back really fast. Again, like I said, when focusing into a lot of those Buildcraft 2.0 aspects. For our abilities, I will be using Thruster, just because it is, again, a quick start stop activation, and I'm able to get some mobility out of it. Thunderclap is going to be the melee that we're going to use for this. You can use Ballistic Slam or Seismic Strike, but I like Thunderclap just for the fact that I'm able to, again, start, stop, just click it real quick, or I can hold on to it if I'm wanting to get a bigger shot on maybe like a yellow bar or something like that. And then finally, our Pulse Grenade, just because it's really great for boxing out targets. And by the time it finishes out, it's done pretty much the same exact damage as a Storm Grenade. So just really solid all around. For our aspects, I like to use Touch of Thunder to give our, our grenade a little bit more juice on the back end. It'll create ionic traces periodically as it damages targets, increases in damage over time. And then the next one would be Knockout. Critically wounding a target or breaking their shield infuses your melee attack with arc energy, increases your melee range and damage for a short time. And then defeating targets with the melee attack starts health regen and makes you amplified. So this is great for this build, especially just because you can run up, just punch a quick weak target if you are low on health regen, and you also become amplified. So getting amplified as much as humanly can in this setup is really key. For our fragments, I like to go Spark of Discharge, Arc Weapon Final Blows, have a chance to create ionic traces. Again, this is just going to be energy, since we're constantly going to be getting kills with that centrifuge. Sparks of Shock, your arc grenade creates jolts on targets. We really like that, just because jolting is just great for mobbing all around and being able to take out some weaker targets. Spark of Beacons, while you are amplified, which you are pretty much all the time, your arc special weapon final blows create a blinding explosion, so almost guaranteeing that final explosion. This one can obviously be changed out once you get the catalyst for the centrifuge, just because no matter what, it'll be blinding targets with every single time it gets a kill on that high damage. But at least for now, it is a really solid choice. And then finally, Spark of Focus. After sprinting for a short time, your class ability regen is increased. I just like this just because it'll constantly make sure I have my thrust, and some things that we use in our armor pieces really do well with using our ability. Weapon wise, obviously centrifuge is going to be the biggest thing. I like to use the Wendigo. I have an adept version of it with field prep and explosive light. It's just really solid for pretty much literally everything. Like, it is like my go-to, probably heavy right now for literally anything. And then another go-to is my deliverance. I don't even have like a really good version of this. Perpetual motion chill clip's not bad, but it still does really great against all targets, and it's typically my champ weapon, being able just to freeze targets real quick and then maybe spam them with a Wendigo to ensure that, you know, I'm getting that kill. When it comes to our armor, for the helmet, I like to go into hands-on and ashes assets for that easy super regen, and then arc siphon, arc final blows create an orb of power. We really like that because we're constantly getting that with our centrifuge. Over to our arms, I like to do firepower and heavy-handed to ensure I'm getting plenty of orbs of light throughout this, and then bolstering detonation so that I'm getting some extra thrust whenever I get damage with my grenade. On the war rig itself, I'm adding 2 charged up to essentially make sure that I'm able to carry those extra slots of armor charge. Now, we probably can get rid of one of these and maybe go into something like concussive dampener to help ourselves out a little bit, but that's really comes down to you more than anything. And then arc reserve on there as well. And finally, on our Titan mark, we are obviously going to be kind of focusing a little bit more into getting our orbs of power, so using Del Reaper on this, so whenever we use thrust, our next kill, we are going to be getting those orbs of power, and then time dilation to essentially just ensure that we are holding that arc surge for a little bit longer. Over on our artifact, we're obviously going to focus more into the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th slot, getting that arc reduction cost mod, and then also electric armor. We stayed amplified longer. You could definitely go into thunderous retort to get that extra damage, but definitely like not a focus when you're definitely doing more of a gun centered build. And then I would definitely say amped up once you get to it would be really important, just so that you are getting that damage resistance while you're amped as well. And then once you get in the very final slot, shock and awe will be huge. Arc final blows while you're amplified, summoning burst of lightning that damages and jolts targets, essentially just adding another layer onto that sandwich of damage that is with that new seasonal weapon. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. I'm really happy that the war rigs are kind of back in play. We're probably going to be doing a setup with this using Tommy's matchbook here soon. Our good homie Chadley99 has done nothing but talk about it, so I'm gonna have to try it eventually, but until then, we're going to be just kind of cruising through some setups. I'm going to be having one with the second chance exotic arms here soon, and then I really want to use one using the Monte Carlo with that new strand artifact. I think there's something really cool there that we could do. But until next time, guys, make sure you follow me on YouTube and Twitter at Birdman778. Give a thumbs up on the video, give a like, comment, all that stuff. You guys know the whole list of things, but please do it. Definitely helps out. And again, hope you guys really enjoyed it. And I'll catch you in the next one.